So here we are on the Canva homepage. Now this is exactly as you'll see it as you log in for the first time. And if we scroll down to the bottom, we'll see that because it's the first time we've came in, we don't have any designs as yet. Now that will change by the end of this lesson. Hooray! So if you want to go up to the top again, you will see that in Create a Design, it gives you access to some of the most commonly used templates. Now we've got social media, presentation, posters. You can search through like an Instagram post or a Pinterest graphic or a Tumblr graphic. So you've got access to all of these. If there was something specific that you wanted to look for, so for example, let's say a LinkedIn banner, there we go. It would give you the dimensions that it's got saved for a LinkedIn banner, which is 1400 by 45, and then you'll be able to click on that, and it will make sure that the image that you're editing is in the dimensions that are going to fit the purpose that you need it for. So in this instance, it would be a LinkedIn banner. If we went into social media, which is an 800 by 800 pixel, you'll see that the image is a different shape and size. So you've got your 800 by 800 square image. So this is the one we're going to use just now. It's very kindly saved as social media untitled, but we can change that in a bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at some of the templates that Canva have already and set out for us. And at the top here, you've got real estate social graphics. So that's basically for any product. So if you wanted to use it for real estate, then it's got some images already there. But if you wanted to maybe use it for a cupcake company, then you could use maybe a picture of a display of cupcakes and perhaps you eating a cupcake or making a cupcake, whatever's more appropriate. So and then obviously you would change all your details here. So we want to just scroll down. We've got some examples like a quote social graphic, a one-day flash sale graphic, and obviously there's more examples if we scroll into them. So you'll be able to find more here. Then you've got things like a travel social graphic or an events one. So the travel ones have got images of venues in the background, and you would lay text over the top. Days and events, you've got Celebrate Victoria Day, and you've got some fireworks there. Celebrate National Camera Day, and you've got a picture of a girl taking a picture, which is lovely. So everything on these graphics is editable. But I wanted to quickly draw your attention to one little thing very quickly. In that, if we scroll to the top, you'll notice that some of the graphics have free under at the bottom right hand corner and some do not. Now, the image over here does not. And the reason for this is that it contains images that you would have to pay for if you wanted to use. Now, Canva put watermarks over them, so you can remove the watermarks by paying for them. So you would just click watermarks, and it would tell you that each of those images is $1. So you would pay $1, remove that watermark, and then you would be able to use them. But we're not going to. We would actually just like to remove that image, and we could replace that with one of our own or a free image, and we'll replace that, and that makes that template completely free. But we just wanted to draw your attention to that very quickly. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to just scroll down and find a graphic that's quite easy to edit, and it's got lots of different sections in it. So what we're going to do, here's one up here. In fact, that one will do. There we go. Now we want to use this one. It's free underneath, so we've got lots of things we want to edit. And starting from these graphics at the side. Okay, so if you want to click on one of them, you'll notice that these white dots appear, and that means you can extend that image if you wanted to, or you could shrink it down, move it in. You could reposition it within the graphic if you wanted to. So this is a Happy New Year one, so obviously these are to replicate fireworks. You could bring that in, it's a bit larger, or you could extend that out, make it a bit larger as well. Now, if you wanted to, you could change these. So, although it's a template, everything on it can be edited. So, if you wanted to change just the main one, you could take that out, or if you wanted to change the small ones as well, you could take them out. And what we'd do is we'd have a wee look over at elements on the left hand side, and we'll maybe have a look at fireworks. Now it will give us an all. You can have a look at just photos of fireworks, and you can have a look at graphics of fireworks. So for this purpose, we're going to use the graphics, and if we click on that one, you'll see that it appears very large, and you can shrink that down. Move it about if you wanted to, and we could use that instead. Say for example, instead of this one, we'll just delete that, and you could use this instead. So that's like an exploded firework, I guess. Instead of this one, we would put, I'm trying to look for the free ones, scroll down. Most of these are $1 now, so I don't know what that image is. Oops. If you put something on, you can always just delete it if you don't want it. There's no obligation to buy. We'll just scroll back up to the top and we'll find this one here. We'll shrink that down. We've clicked on it twice, so one will disappear, the other one will click down, and we'll just leave that one at the top. It's quite nice. We'll maybe stretch that out and put it back where it was. There we go. So we've now replaced the image that was in this corner with one. We've replaced another one. We've replaced this one. And you could have it blank if you wanted. If you're like, well, I quite like the text, but I don't like these images, you can take them out if you don't want them. Or you can change the colour. So this one has, so this one in the bottom left hand side, it's got gold and pink in it. So if you wanted to say change the pink for blue, you could change that. You could change the gold for perhaps some yellow and make it stand out a little bit more. There we go. This graphic up here is blue and red dots. So you could change the red for perhaps yellow, and change the blue for perhaps grey, and it'll make it stand out a little bit more. And you can do that for any images as well. Like this one is all pink, but you could change that to orange. See what it looks like. Ooh, it's horrible in orange. We'll put it back to pink. And you can change that to any one you want. If you are in the colours, hold on, I'm just going to go into these colours, and you wanted a specific colour, you can add another template. There we go. That menu there just takes you into the premium product because it's got a little crown beside it. You would be able to add your colour there. So if you say you wanted oh, I'm terrible with the colour palettes. So say FEFE11. I think that's a yellow. We're fine. If you wanted it there, that if you knew a specific colour that you wanted to use, you could just pop that into there. I'm going to change that back to pink because that yellow is absolutely terrible. So that's how you would change the graphics, and that's quite simple. We've then got the text here, so we're going to keep this as a Happy New Year, but perhaps we'd like to change the font. Now the font, the size, the colour, whether you want it in bold or italic, or you want it centered, this is all in the top row here. So I'm going to have a look through the different fonts here. I'm going to say different displays, that's wrong. We could change that to, let's pick a Berkshire Swash. So yeah, so that would appear there, and you can move the text around if you want. That doesn't look right either, so I'm going to change that. Oh, maybe it would look better if it was a little bit bigger. Let's go there. Happy New Year. And if it was in red. Ugh. Oh well. We can try. Peace, love, fresh start. We're going to leave that. Perhaps put Happy New Year. 2019. Let's put that. A full stop. So that's just added a little bit of text. It's just budged that little red one up. And we're going to say at the bottom, begin this brand new year on the right track. You can do it. Is great. We like that. So we're going to keep that as the text, but we're going to maybe change it to a different font. So let's see what this one looks like. There we go. Maybe change that one, maybe make that a little bit bigger. And there we go. So what we've done here is we've changed the font for Happy New Year. And we've changed the colour. You can change the font, the colour, the size. We've added some text here. We've added the Happy 2019. And if you wanted to change that text, maybe that you wanted that as Berkshire Swash as well. And you could change that. Oh, that looks quite nice. And then we've changed the text here, and because of the fireworks, let's just change it into a different colour. Let's change it into green. And see how that looks. Looks terrible, but hey ho. Maybe make it bold as well, so it stands out a little bit more. There we go. So you can change everything. If you want to just click somewhere on the background that isn't a graphic or text, then you'll notice at the top bar a little square will appear where you can change the colour of your background. Now you can change the background colour to grey if you wanted. Now bearing in mind that might change the way some of your graphics are seen or your text. You can change it to blue, or you can change it to orange. Green, red. Obviously the Happy New Year would disappear because that's also in red, and you could change it to dark or brown, or you could have it as the plain black. And you can change that to whatever you want, but bear in mind, and if you change it, you want to make sure that all your elements still stand out. So you've got that there. You have also got the option, if you wanted to change the background, to changing it to a completely different background. So you could add a background there. And this is in the background section on the left hand side. You can have it as a solid colour, which we've done before, or you could have a look through different images, different patterns. I just have something plain, and you can scroll up and down them. I mean, there's lots of different designs that you can have. You've got designs, like architectural designs, or a sand dune, or not sure what this is. Dun, dun, dun. Some puddles. I like that. That's really nice. Then you would obviously want to make sure that your text and everything still stood out against the backgrounds, but you can edit them as you go. So let's leave that as that. We're just going to add a new page. if you've added a background, any new pages will have the background as standard to save you having to look for it again. If you wanted to change one to say a droplets, or I'm not sure what that is, if that's flowers, then you're all good there. Now, as you're going through, you may have been like, oh, I should be saving this as I go through, because we're obviously programmed to make sure that we save documents as we progress. Canva is fantastic in the way that it actually automatically saves at the top here. So as long as you're seeing the words all changes saved, then you're safe. Your graphic hasn't been, well, if you were to come out of the program right now, your graphic will still be there waiting for you. But if you're ever unsure, you can go into File and just click down to Save. And there we are. And you've got your Happy New Year as your, that's the first piece of text that's in your image. So that's what it will default as. If you wanted to put Happy New Year, say 800 by 800 pixel, to let you know that it's saved as that image size, or you could put Happy New Year 2019, so you know to edit it for next year, or you could put Happy New Year, or you could put social graphics for key dates. There we go. So if we want to save that, and you'll see unsaved changes, change to all changes saved. There we go. And there you go. That's how you would work a template. If you go back into templates, I'll show you how this looked before. So if we scroll down, I'm just going to take that background image away. And that's how your image started. And that's how your image ended. And you can take any element from an image and change it. Okie dokie. What we're going to do in the next lessons is we're going to talk through some of the different ways to add and find graphics. But we hope you have great fun playing with some of the templates that Canva have to offer. Oh, before we go, let's change this. We're just going to refresh our page, our home page, and you'll see that you can now find your social graphics for key dates. Close that window up there. You click onto that. You'll be able to find your graphics straight away. Okay, have fun with the templates.